Welcome to a Crossbody of Work Mini-Sode where we look at one match and one match only. My name is Evan.
I'm Javier.
We are here on the YouTube. Javier is outside.
I'm outside. We outside.
He's out here. We're covering a match that took place in a very strange location, and Javier's recording, not from a strange location, but from a different location.
I'm just on my balcony.
Yeah. It's just literally the other side of the glass from where he normally records. I'm where I normally am. I have no balcony. This man has no balcony. But we're talking about a match that took place in a very strange location. Let's bring you back to 2020. Tiger King is all the rage. We're all baking sourdough bread.
For some reason, that was a big thing.
It's a big thing. We're learning TikTok dances to Meg the Stallion. God. You know, that's what we're doing in our spare time. And WWE has had to pivot, obviously, due to the pandemic. They've had to change what they do. They moved WrestleMania historically. They turned it 2 nights, which was a great decision that I hope never, ever, ever goes back, and I don't think it will. And they had to figure out a way to do the Money in the Bank matches.
Yes.
And they came up with what I think is a brilliant idea and held the matches in WWE headquarters in Connecticut.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say right now, in my opinion, the best Money in the Bank matches we've had.
In terms of cinematic matches, where does it rank for you in the cinematic era? Because it's below the Firefly Funhouse for sure.
I think it's third.
So what else is it behind?
It's Firefly Funhouse 1, yeah. And then the Taker AJ Styles match.
The Boneyard match.
Yeah, the Boneyard match is 2, and then it could just fight with whoever else there is for third.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't remember a lot of bits of this match, so this is going to be really fun. I had a really good time watching it. Everyone should go back and watch it if they haven't, since it happened.
I just want to, I'm going to just little peek back behind the camera for the folks over here. I enjoyed this match so much as I was watching it. Legitimately forgot to take notes on it.
Yeah.
So I have no notes. I am freeballing it and going with whatever Wikipedia has on its listed on its thing. Mm-hmm. I was legit just in bed last night, sick, just going, hey.
So you sounded like Otis. That's a good time. Oh, yeah. So
just watching on my phone.
Again, it's in the peak of the pandemic. They needed to make those moves to have matches look differently. And I think this was a really interesting style. So for context, the Money in the Bank briefcases are on the roof. They're hung. They've set up a ring on the roof of Titan Towers. I
like to think that ring is always there.
I also like to think it's always there. And that like certain producers just go there to like figure stuff. Like Jamie Noble's just there figuring things out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Tyson Kidd. Yeah.
It's like with each other. They're not. Yeah. They don't even bring the talent up there.
No. They're like, can we do this? So everyone has to start down at the bottom floor. And the women start in the lobby and the men start in the gym that's in Titan Towers. So let's talk about our women's competitors. We have Lacey Evans in her like women's right era, like before she had the weird I'm going to be a babyface but actually I'm a heel thing. Nia Jax, Carmella, like money is Mella's money era. Shayna Baszler, who was still like a badass from NXT at this point. Dana Brooke is also there. And Asuka. An interesting field.
It is not what you want. I mean, I feel like even back at the time, well, this was at a time period when like everyone was convinced that Lacey Evans would win.
Yes, 100%.
Because she was getting the push that nobody wanted her to have, but we knew that she would get.
Remember when they were like, yeah, she's pregnant and Ric Flair's probably the father, and they like did that for a little bit. And
they like teased that, and then it was just like, okay, this is a terrible idea. And then she left because she was pregnant.
The men's competitors, AJ Styles, Otis, not Otis yet, Otis. AJ also on the heels of being buried during the Boneyard match.
Literally.
Aleister Black, Baron Corbin pre-losing everything, Rey Mysterio pre his son being important, and Daniel Bryan. Did not remember he was in this match. Totally forgot.
Having his name flipped around.
Exactly, the old name flip. There are some things about the introductions. One, they play their music for them when they come in, even though it's not an entrance. Certain people do their whole entrance shtick, like Mella does the moonwalk, and you can hear the shoes squeak.
Yeah, that shit had me dying.
Shayna does her whole like pose thing, and I was like, bro, like you're in a lobby. Just
AJ was in his bag though.
that's
For
true.
his, he's just out here chatting just as much crap as he possibly can.
I can't get over Otis. The second
Oh
Aleister
man.
Black walks in, Otis. Oh, here goes. Look at Ali. Oh, I love Otis. I just love him. Asuka can't be found when she does her entrance. Why is Asuka? Why can't she be found?
Because while everyone's just crowded around in the lobby, the camera suddenly pans up because Asuka starts making some noises, and she's just hanging off the side of the railing from the second floor,
Yeah,
and just jumps down onto the onto the group.
great dive, from the balcony. Excellent job. And then
And then she just runs and heads straight for an elevator.
she dances for a little, and then she runs to the elevator and gets on by herself. In the gym, when the guys are down there, lots of like gym related combat. Otis keeps just saying sets and reps.
Oh yes,
Sets and reps. Ooh.
My favorite thing was the little precursor for these two men's feud with Seth Rollins in literally like a month, which was just the constant like hits, like eye related offense that Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio had with each other.
Yeah, I'd never put that together. And then, yeah, you're right. If you watch this match, they are attacking each other's face region specifically, and like
Yeah, like when
the eyes.
they go up to like the treadmill, they literally just go straight to the eye on the like part that sticks out.
So Otis, like I said, saying sets and reps. Brian used the chin up bar to drop kick Corbin. Corbin tries to throw a plate at Brian and misses and shatters a mirror. And I was like, this makes sense. Canonically, Baron Corbin has 7 years of bad luck. It's only been 3 years. So we're going to see Baron Corbin be miserable for 4 more years and then like win the title from Roman Reigns, dethrone him. He'll be the first one to do it. It'll be 4 years from now.
Actually, isn't 2027 when he breaks Bruno's record?
That sounds right.
Could I be wrong? Or is it 28? I think it might be 28.
In the comments, tell us when he will break Bruno's record.
Anyway, SummerSlam 2027, Baron Corbin goes over the Tribal Chief.
I would actually think it would be great if they just said like, yeah, you broke that mirror, so we can't have you win. Sorry. Like that's just they just loaded over him now. Like, hey, you broke the mirror. I like the gym fight a lot.
I love the best part about it is when there's a squat rack, and that's for some reason there's a bar that's already loaded with a ton of weights.
Yeah, because Otis was doing sets and reps clearly.
Yeah, clearly, and then Otis just very effortlessly picks up the bar as it's loaded up as AJ slid down and just places the bar like just below AJ's chest, so he has to like press it up in order to get out. And AJ can't do it because it's so heavy. And he's just like, Ray, help me. Ray.
And he gets more mad at Ray for not helping him than Otis for doing that to him. The other thing is, if you watch, you can clearly see that the way they placed it, like AJ is not even close to stuck because he's lifting himself up to have his chest on the bar. And he's like, help me.
We don't need to talk about that, though.
No. Who am I to destroy the illusion of wrestling? What a terrible person I am.
It's a great spot, though.
It is a great spot. We get from the women's side, because these matches also happen at the same time. That's the other insane part about it, is it's just one big race, which ties into the fact that during this time period, during the pandemic, the matches and pay-per-view, like pay-per-view specifically, were shorter, and it was so good. They were
glorious.
2.5 hours at the maximum. And I remember, like, I think it was this one, when it finished, I was like, it's like 10:20. Huh.
Yeah.
I could go to bed at a reasonable hour.
This wasn't a bad pay-per-view either. I mean, if you look at it, I think Rollins and Drew McIntyre had a match on this card that was pretty good. And then I don't think Becky wrestled anybody because she was pregnant.
She was pregnant. I don't know if she wrestled anybody. I'll look it up.
There was some good stuff in this pay-per-view. And look, man, we don't have to. We're not here to do revisionist history on the pandemic era when there was no crowd. It's very clearly not as good when there's no crowd in wrestling. It's actually quite depressing. We learned that the hard way for a year and a half. But there were some little hidden gems, and it forced companies to get creative. And I thought that there were there were some things that happened during the pandemic era that were really fucking good. I mean, this match, the rise of Drew McIntyre, all these other things that coincided with that time period were really, really good.
The fact that Bayley was the MVP with Sasha for so long, and Asuka was also.
We don't get the blood feud between Bayley and Michael Cole without that time period.
Also, Bayley on this card did defend her title against Tamina, so not all things were roses. But Shayna, Carmella, and Lacey are sprinting upstairs to get to more elevators. The men are brawling out of the elevator. That turns out Asuka was hiding inside. Like the men had somehow gotten on the same elevator as her. Asuka sneaks away, and Shayna gives chase. Also, this is what I realized. I know they're moving to a new location, but
I saw the new location. It's a really nice building.
Kind of looks, if I remember correctly, it looks very like Avengers complex-y. Like it looks like it's a big complex.
The new one does. Yeah, it's a very complex looking building.
This one fascinates me. Just the amount of stuff they have throughout this building. It looks
that gym was crazy.
It's a good gym. There are like colleges like who would give they'd sacrifice a department just to get that gym.
UMass, my school had a freaking Olympic style gym, literally. Like that's what it was called, an Olympic style gym, and it is nowhere near as good as that one.
Well, it's because it's Olympic style because they don't actually fund them, just like the Olympics.
Well, I mean, listen, public's university, so the government funds it. At one point, Ray's running past a bathroom, and in that bathroom, Evan, who is it?
Brother Love! I love you! I didn't realize they do little like cameos like that, and then once they started, I was like, oh, I'm so excited. Give me all of these stupid little cameos. It's fantastic.
I don't know about you, but for me, it really felt like I was just watching this match for the first time again. Because I remembered like little snippets of it, but I also hadn't seen this match since I watched the pay-per-view back in 2020.
I remembered, I remembered Asuka's opening spot. There's one more spot I for sure remembered, and I remembered who won the women's one, but not the men's.
No.
Yeah, that was another surprise to me. So Aleister Black slips away. Corbin is getting yes kicked because they have some ropes in the hallway. So he's getting tied up in the ropes by Bryan, and Otis is just loving it. Just yes. And then Bryan, being equal opportunist asshole, just moves Otis to the turnbuckle and starts doing yes kicks to him too.
And then randomly, we get our second random appearance from someone who's not involved in this match. Who is it, Evan?
It's supposed to be Doink, but it's not. It looks like Frank the Clown, but it's also not. It's
just a Doink the Clown impersonator.
Yeah.
That's what it's listed as here on Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's just a Doink fan. A fan of the Doink Man.
After that, we get to a conference room that has Money in the Bank, like a briefcase hung up in the middle of it, right over the conference room table. Yeah. It has money inside of it, so I'm like, oh, hold up. There's an exchange here between Shayna Baszler, Dana Brooke, Nia Jax, and Carmella.
Yeah.
And they fight all around it. Dana comes out on top after knocking Nia the fuck out with a steel chair. She unhooks the briefcase. She unhooks the briefcase and is like celebrating like she just won. And then we get our third appearance. Who is it, Evan?
Stephanie McMahon on what is supposed to be Zoom, but is clearly taped with an actual video camera. And she's like, Dana, this is the Money in the Bank conference room. The real briefcase is on the roof. And then Dana gets smoked with a picture of Carmella winning Money in the Bank by Carmella. Also, if there were conference rooms named after shows and pay-per-views, which one do you want to be in most?
Oh, fuck.
There's one right answer.
I want to be in the Backlash. Backlash was my favorite pay-per-view when I was a kid.
Oh, no, because you want to go and we got a meeting at 2:00. It's in the Great Balls of Fire room.
I want to be in the Sin, in the Sin room.
Oh, come on. It's Taboo Tuesday room today. Everybody get in.
Oh, no.
It's the Taboo Tuesday
room. It's
room.
this Tuesday in Texas, guys. This Tuesday in Texas room.
So you'd think that because she cracked Dana with it and Nia got hit with a chair, that Carmella's the one who comes out on top in this room, but she's not because Lacey Evans punches her in the throat, and it is a shoot punch. She connects. The fact that Carmella can talk is impressive.
That was also. It doesn't help that it was the throat. Like it was legit. She throat punched the hell out of that woman. It was a woman's right.
You ever been hit in the throat?
I've been chopped in the throat.
Me too, and it fucking sucks.
I've never been like punched in the throat though.
I'm gonna knock on wood right now. I've never been punched.
I've never been seriously punched.
No, I haven't punched like joke, like whatever. I've had nobody like try to clock me or anything.
Yes, I mean same.
Which this is not an invitation to the comments to start. Like, don't find me and try to punch me. That
like my brother and I would get into like very serious fights, but we never like threw punches.
There's like an unspoken bro code between brothers. Like when you're fighting, you like certain things are just not on the table, and like actually punching each other is just strictly not on the table.
Well, my thing was like I never wanted to hit him. I just kind of wanted to let him know that he couldn't beat me. So I would like grapple him. And it wasn't fair because I actually know how to do it and he didn't.
So AJ is alive. He's made it out from under the weight bar. He just set a new personal best. That's good for him. He is looking for Rey, not Otis, who put the bar on him. He's looking for Rey. And AJ then gets surprised by a portrait. So it's not actually an appearance by this guy, but who does he see?
He sees a large poster of The Undertaker.
And he's scared of the poster. It's a scary poster.
And then he stumbles into a room, and that room is Undertaker themed.
Like the idea that they're like, hey, we got a floor plan for the office. What do we need? We need conference rooms. We need a gym. We need to put like a cafeteria. We need to do this. Also, where are we going to put the Undertaker's crypt room? And they're like, sorry. It's like, no. Like, we need a room.
Well, it's got to have an office.
It has spooky music. It has no lights. It has fog, and it just has a casket in the middle.
No, you know what it is? It's because it's his office, but pandemic, so he's working from home.
Work from home. Got to undertake from home. Yeah.
See, so he's not there, but the room still is.
And he gets very scared because, he comes to leave and he gets head kicked by Aleister Black.
Yeah. And then he puts him in the room.
Yep.
Locks the door right behind him.
Our next special guest is somebody we all know very well. We still see him on TV very frequently. Who was our next special guest?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Paul Heyman.
His name is Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman is seen eating a buffet by himself. Just a man and his spread, which honestly...
I respect it.
I respect it too. He's in it. He knows there's a fight going on, but he's like, look, there's pastrami. There's all these delicious meats and cheeses. I need all of them. All the female and male wrestlers come into this room, and Dana accidentally bumps Paul as he's saying, ladies and gentlemen. Otis yells food fight and tosses a whole tray of something at Paul. I just know that he has rice on his face after.
Yeah, I didn't see what it was either.
In the middle of this like very fun food fight, which is the men versus the women, like they just stopped wrestling each other. Yeah. Shayna hits a cure food clutch on Rey,
which is just going so over the top, man.
Yeah, like Rey, what? Why Rey?
And then
he's not able to get the women's briefcase.
Nia and Otis charge at each other and collide with Rey between them. Rey Mysterio getting absolutely wrecked in this food fight, by the way.
His role was to get wrecked here. Dana gets some of Nia's wrath, gets choke slammed into a Coke machine. Carmella gets powerbombed through the buffet table, that's not a fun spot because that's just the ground underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. Otis finds the cafeteria. He went from one thing of food to the other. Gets himself a pie, and then we get another surprise. Who's our next surprise?
People power.
John Laurinaitis is here on his stupid scooter, and Otis, and God bless him, you gotta know how hard this is for Otis. He passes up a pie.
Well, there's more pie behind him. He just took one of the many pies that were laid out.
But the amount of pie he can now consume is now less by one, and that's tough.
Sure, man, sure. I see what you're saying.
And he slams the pie into John Laurinaitis' face, fulfilling something that many wrestling fans wanted to do for a couple of years.
But only John Cena probably had the chance to do so.
True. Asuka, still like the clear front runner here, running through, finds a janitor, screams at him, and he cannot understand that she's asking for the roof.
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, I couldn't either. I understand the context, but I don't understand what she was saying. And then we get the spot of the match, in my opinion.
Tell me about it.
AJ and Daniel Bryan start brawling with each other, and they stumble into an office. You see an individual in the background, but you can't quite make out who it is yet. You see a big dinosaur or Tyrannosaurus, not Tyrannosaurus, what Triceratops head or skeleton
No,
head.
that was 100% T-Rex head.
No, that was Triceratops. It had the little horns.
What are you, Owen Grady?
Yeah,
What
I
are you,
am. Especially when it comes to Triceratops. I know Triceratops. Those are my
Chris
favorite
Pratt?
dinosaurs. No, man. I'm actually Alan Grant. Thank you very much. And so as they're brawling, they get on the table, all this stuff, and then things they kind of just stop, and its camera pans over, and you just see Vince McMahon. They have fought into Vince McMahon's office.
He just says out. They go out. Tiles tells them to fix the chair, so they fix the chairs that they messed up, and then they leave the office. And you see Vince apply hand sanitizer and clean his hands.
Who says Vince didn't care about the pandemic?
Oh, I mean everybody. They're brawling outside after arguing over who was the bigger loser in that interaction. It's like leaving the principal's office. They were like, "You're in more trouble." No, you're in more trouble. Corbin reappears with his scepter because he's king of the ring at this point, which sucked.
King Corbin, baby.
And he gets the better of Bryan and Styles and Black. And that's when we actually head to the roof. We're actually at the spot where we're at the roof. And the first people there are the women's competitors.
Yeah, Asuka gets there first, followed by Nia Jax and Lacey Evans. Asuka and then the two people you want to win this briefcase the least.
Well, Dana Brooke's also in this match.
I would rather Dana Brooke win the damn thing.
Well, you know what? I'm going to put it out there. I'm a Dana Brooke fan. I genuinely think she's not that bad. I think she's okay.
I think these people need to get it together and reunite Dana Brooke and Emma.
Honestly, yeah, that's fine.
Like, neither of them are doing anything. May as well.
I remember when I thought Titus Worldwide was actually going to be a good thing. I was like, Titus Worldwide could be good. Dana's there. Like, that's all right. And then nothing happened. And I was like, oh okay. All right. And then Titus fell. And I was like, oh, shit.
I appreciated what it could have been.
Yeah. Asuka stops Nia from climbing a bunch of strikes. Nia runs her face first in the ladder. We get a women's right by Lacey. She's all alone. Asuka is back up, slams her face first in the ladder. Then we get the spot where Lacey climbs up. Asuka's climbing and Lacey's behind her. Asuka with a big elbow that drops Lacey onto Nia, who's just gotten up. Asuka's at the top. She's all alone. And who interrupts her but bum-ass Baron Corbin?
Bum-ass Corbin comes out here. Asuka throws him off the ladder. Just an absolute stray Baron Corbin con on this, by the way.
Well, get out of her way.
Because, she could have just gone up the other way.
They're also going for two entirely different briefcases, but Asuka is a person of the people. She believes in people power, and people power is beating up Baron Corbin.
She knows what she's doing. Anyways, she then grabs the women's briefcase, wins the women's Money in the Bank match, and then we just kind of keep it going. This match, I mean, she celebrates for a few seconds until the action just starts spilling out again.
Yeah. So Asuka, just to tie a bow on that, do you remember what happens with Asuka and how quickly that happens?
Yeah, well, it was literally the next night. Yeah. She comes out on Raw. Becky Lynch opens up the briefcase and lets her know that she's now the Raw Women's Champion because she's pregnant.
Yeah. I rewatched that segment after. It's genuinely really touching. And I feel really bad because it's one of those spots that would have gotten a really good reaction from a crowd.
Yeah, I mean, also, again, congratulations to Becky and Seth Rollins, who is going to be in a Marvel movie.
Seth Rollins is going to be in the next Captain America movie. It's going to be dope.
It looks great.
He's in the Serpent Society.
He looks freaking excellent in his getup.
He's going to hit he's going to hit a stomp on somebody, and he's 100% going to do the laugh, and I'm very excited.
Seth Rollins is already more Hollywood famous than Roman Reigns.
You're not wrong. So then you're right. The men competitors come out, and the first is Otis. He's all alone. He's sizing up the ladder, steps on the bottom rung. It breaks.
Yeah.
Damn it. He needs the reinforced Big Show ladder.
Yeah, well, I doubt they have that reinforced Big Show ladder out there.
No, they should, though. Corbin attacks him. Miss is running into Otis in the corner. We get a caterpillar from Otis, and Aleister Black clocks him with a black mass.
Absolutely murdered this man. I absolutely love Aleister Black, and he and the rest of the House of Black were all over the AEW like press release for Collision that came
That's
out today.
true. The day that we are recording is the day that Collision was announced. So get ready for the inevitable Crossbody Drafts episode where we do an AEW brand split.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen.
It'll be. It won't be for a while, but it'll happen.
It'll happen. Otis gets just shit on because Rey also comes off the top rope. He's here now, and he lands and does like the sitting senton, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Then we get murder.
Oh my God! So Baron Corbin decides, I know how to best get Rey Mysterio out of this match. I'm gonna throw him off the roof. So he just grabs Rey by the back of the neck and just flings him off the roof.
He tries to kill Rey Mysterio. And
then he follows it up again with, oh, Aleister Black is here too? Let me do the same thing to him.
It's murder. And that's the thing is they tell you after, like, if you see the they do like the overhead shots and like, oh, there's clearly like another, like a balcony below that they landed on. I'm like, I don't care. I'm watching this in real time. And it looks like Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio are dead now.
Yeah.
Like, what a turn for Baron Corbin's character. It's like, oh, he can't win the big one. He's this like weird guy who hates indie wrestlers and he's the king. Also, he's killed 2 very popular wrestlers.
And that's what they're going to use to make sure that he beats Roman.
They're like, well, what's he going to do? He's like, Roman, if I don't win, I'll kill you.
You know what? When they get called up, he should get put in with Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah, he just whacks people.
AJ comes out of nowhere, hits a phenomenal forearm to Otis. Styles and Corbin then start climbing the briefcase or climbing a ladder. After a little scuffle at the top, they both unhook the briefcase.
Yeah.
And they're both holding it. And then what happens here, Evan?
Elias comes out and cracks Corbin in the back with a guitar. And Styles has the worst hands of all time. Fumbles the briefcase into the hands of Otis. Otis wins Money in the Bank.
The craziest part about that is AJ's literally wearing gloves.
Yes. He just put some stickum on those bad boys. What are you doing?
Yeah. Mandy, I did it. He's done it. He's won the Money in the Bank briefcase. And what a run it was for Otis.
He held the contract for 168 days before losing it to The Miz in a match at Hell in a Cell. Miz would like attempt to cash it in and fail, and then it was not good times. And then
he won.
Yeah, I know he cashed in, but he did the failed attempt too, which was not good.
Yeah, and then eventually won the WWE Championship from Drew McIntyre. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But anyways, this match fucking was great.
If you could put a Money in the Bank match in a cinematic location, is there anywhere else you would want to see a Money in the Bank match? Like, obviously, new WWE headquarters would be fun.
The Hardy Family Complex.
Oh, the compound. Yeah.
Compound. There we go. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly where I want it to be. I want the dilapidated boat. I want all that stuff. Oh, by the way, when I mentioned the cinematic matches earlier, like how I'd rank them, the reason why I did not mention that match is because, quite frankly, it happened well before the pandemic.
Yes,
so.
Those are the pandemic era rankings because you're including like Final Deletion stuff. Like, obviously,
those are number one.
The
first one's number one to me.
I still think the Firefly Funhouse I enjoyed it more.
I
know, but then the next like 3 are all Hardy Family Compound.
I didn't watch the most recent one, the one that they did in AEW against
the Firm deletion.
The Firm. Yeah. I didn't watch that, but I also haven't. I can't say I've heard good things. I can't say I've heard bad. I just haven't heard anything about it.
Well, this was on Rampage, which is a weird spot for it. Yeah.
Don't watch Rampage. Sorry, folks.
I mean, the Hardy Family Compound would 100% be the right location. Obviously, like they don't have a stadium like they do, like AEW does, where it's like, oh, like the Stadium Stampede match or anything like that.
Yeah,
like, you could just put it in a stadium. Why not? Like it's similar to like the.
I mean, it works there in Jacksonville. You got Daly's Place and them to Jaguar Stadium right there.
Like the empty arena match, like something like that. I think it'd be fun. You could do a good one like that. I also just genuinely think they should do more cinematic matches still. I know we're past the pandemic. Cinematic matches just offer something different, and it's really fun.
If you've got the right characters, the right story to tell, and the right, creative minds in place, it's absolutely something that should be done, in my opinion.
That is our coverage of the 2020 Money in the Bank matches. Go watch it. It's super fucking fun. We didn't do it justice. Just wait for all the cameos. They're a really, really good time. You should hit that like button. It's down there. You should hit the subscribe button. It's somewhere over there, probably. It's all down below. You should also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for more wrestling content. Our normal thing is our podcast, Crossbody of Work, where we look at a wrestler's career through 5 of their most important matches. At the time of hearing this, last week was Nikolai Volkov, and next week will be Gene Snitsky. So, we cover a wide range of topics on this podcast.
It wasn't me.
It kind of was. He kicked a baby. He'd punt it off the roof 100%. He would give no shits. Javier, where can people find you on social media?
I'm on the Twitter machine at JMelloSports in the bio of the main account. Just go there, click my name, click follow, then you'll follow me.
Follow me at It's7Gomes, ITSEVANGOMES. Tell Javier other ways that he should decorate his balcony because now he's outdoors. He's an outdoors boy now. It's a wonderful time.
I'm just a victim of circumstance is the only reason why I'm out here.
I think you should be outside more. It's if it's nice outside, like
no. The issue is that the pool is gonna get open up soon, and then once that happens, there's just gonna be people out there.
I'm just picturing all those Great American Bash or SummerSlam commercials where they always have all the wrestlers by the pool and Brock Lesnar F5's a shark on the beach. Just that. That's what you see. All right.
It's me. I'm going to be Brock Lesnar F5ing the shark on the beach.
I believe it. Thank you so much for joining us for this mini-sode. We'll be back again soon with another mini-sode. Stay tuned for all of our new content every Wednesday, exclusive to YouTube, and every Saturday for our podcasts. We will talk to you later.
Avoid the pie.